Ladies and gentlemen of my beautiful Alpha family, they thought they could bend you, twist you, and shatter every piece of your soul. They underestimated the resilience of someone who's already walked through fire and emerged unscathed. Oh, the arrogance of the unscarred, thinking they can inflict damage on those who have already faced their darkest days and lived to tell the tale. They saw you as weak, as a pawn in their twisted games, and they believed that they could use your kindness, your trust, and your innocence against you. They failed to understand that your heart is not a weapon to be manipulated, but a force of nature that will crush anyone who dares to try. You know, it's always easy for people to dismiss what they don't understand. It's easy for them to look at someone who hasn't yet broken, who still believes in something, and call them naive. They think, oh, they're too good for this world. They're too soft, too trusting, too much of a dreamer. What they don't realize is that behind every soft soul is a storm waiting to be unleashed. You have felt the weight of their scorn, haven't you? You felt the sting of their words, the coldness of their disregard, and they thought that would be the end of you. They thought you would crumble under the weight of their laughter and cruelty, but they were wrong. Oh, how wrong they were. What they didn't understand is that you were never the fool they made you out to be. You didn't give in, not because you couldn't fight, but because you believed in something greater than their petty power games. You saw the potential in others, the light in places they couldn't comprehend. You gave them your trust, and they took it for granted. You showed them your kindness, and they twisted it into a weapon against you. But you didn't break, did you? No. You absorbed it all, took their poison into your veins, and turned it into pure, unrelenting power. They underestimated the quiet strength of someone who has learned how to endure. They thought their words could wound you, their actions could diminish you, and their lack of understanding could define you. But you are a force that cannot be diminished, not by their lies, their cruelty, or their ignorance. Every time they tried to push you down, you rose higher. Every time they thought you would fold under the pressure, you stood tall. And now, as you look back at them, as you see them floundering in their own mistakes, you realize the truth. It was never you who was the fool. They've made a mistake, a fatal mistake, in thinking that your silence, your calm, was a sign of weakness. You were never weak. You were never naive. You simply chose to rise above their nonsense, to remain silent as they reveled in their own delusions. You didn't need to prove anything to them because you knew the truth. The truth is that power isn't in how loud you can yell or how fierce you can strike. True power is in your ability to remain centered, to stay true to yourself, to wait for the perfect moment to strike back. And now, here you are, standing on the edge of your victory, while they are lost in the web they wove for themselves. Look at them now, desperate, scrambling for control, trying to save face, but it's too late. You've already turned the tables. You've already shattered the illusion they built for themselves. They're watching as you rise from the ashes, stronger and more determined than ever. And what do they see? A fool? A naive soul? Number. They see a warrior, a survivor, someone who has turned their greatest weakness into the most powerful weapon imaginable. They see a force they underestimated, a soul they could not break. And now, they are forced to watch as you take everything they ever tried to take from you. The tables have been turned. The moment has arrived when the tide has shifted and they are no longer in control. It was never about revenge, was it? It was about redemption. It was about showing them that you were never the one who was weak. You were never the one who was foolish. You simply chose to stay calm, to wait for your moment. And now that moment has come. They thought they could break you, but you became unbreakable. They thought they could take everything from you, but you rose from every setback stronger than ever before. Remember this moment, because it's more than just a turning point in your story. It's a testament to your resilience, to your strength, to your ability to rise above the noise. This isn't just about you winning a battle. This is about you winning the war. The war against doubt, against fear, against all the voices that told you you weren't enough. You've proven them wrong, not through force, not through anger, but through the quiet power of your spirit, your intelligence, and your refusal to ever back down. They will never understand what made you different, will they? They will never understand how you took every insult, every betrayal, and turned it into fuel for your growth. They thought they could bend you, twist you, break you. They thought they could turn you into a shadow of yourself, a puppet in their little game. But you broke free, didn't you? You broke free from their chains, from their expectations, from their perception of who they thought you were. And now, as you stand in your power, as you look ahead toward your future, you know something they will never know, that the greatest form of strength isn't in overpowering others. It's in knowing when to rise above, when to stay true to yourself, and when to let go of the things that no longer serve you. You've walked through hell, and now you stand unscathed, untouchable, and unbreakable. They thought you were a fool, didn't they? They thought you were naive. But as they watch you now, they realize the truth. They were the fools, and you were the one who always held the cards. You always knew exactly who you were, and you knew exactly what you were capable of. The difference between you and them is that you never needed to prove anything. You were always playing the long game, always working on your vision, always believing in your worth, even when they didn't. And now, the world is beginning to see what you've always known. So, remember this. Let them laugh, let them call you naive, let them try to break you, because in the end, it will be them who are left behind, lost in their own ignorance and bitterness. And you will keep rising, keep moving forward, and keep proving that there is nothing in this world that can stop you. You turn the tables on them. You are the one who has the last laugh. You are the one who has the last word. And you, my beautiful Alpha family, will never be underestimated again. For those who dared to think you were naive, for those who dismissed you as a fool, today they stand in awe of what you've become. They thought they could break you. They thought they could bury you under their weight. They tried to diminish your light because it terrified them. They tried to silence you because they feared the power of your voice. But what they failed to realize is that you've always been a force of nature, a storm waiting to happen. You've been underestimated because they never truly understood the depths of your resilience. They thought they could knock you down and keep you there. But now they see that your strength isn't just in how you rise, it's in the fact that you never stayed down. In the darkest moments, when they thought you were broken, you were only being forged into something stronger. You know now, better than anyone, that the world can be cruel. People will try to use you, manipulate you, break your spirit for their own gain. They'll whisper their lies, smile in your face while planning your downfall behind your back. But here's the truth. They have no idea who they're dealing with. You are not just a survivor. You are a conqueror. Every betrayal, every insult, every piece of venom they tried to spit your way has only made you sharper, more focused, more unrelenting. Do you remember those moments when you questioned yourself? When you wondered if maybe, just maybe, they were right? When you doubted your worth, your purpose, your strength? Those moments were the testing grounds of your soul, and you passed. You passed because you chose to keep going. You chose to move forward, no matter how heavy the weight felt on your shoulders. When they tried to shatter your confidence, you stood taller. When they mocked your dreams, you kept dreaming. When they pushed you into the corner, you fought back. And now, as you stand at the pinnacle of your triumph, you can look back and smile at the path you've walked. You've earned every inch of this victory. You've earned the strength that runs through your veins. Look at them now, the very ones who underestimated you, who thought you were an easy target, a pawn in their little game. They've watched you rise, not just physically, not just in status, but spiritually and mentally. They thought they could break your will, but what they didn't realize is that your will was never something to break, it was something to sharpen. And now, they see you standing tall, unshakable, with a power they can never touch. You've become something they cannot comprehend. You've turned your struggles into your strength. You've taken the pain they tried to inflict on you and turned it into fuel for your fire. Every time they tried to crush you, you grew stronger. Every time they tried to diminish your shine, you glowed brighter. They thought they were the ones in control, but you've been the one in control all along. They thought they could own the narrative of your life, but now they see that you were always the author of your own story. When you were pushed into the depths of despair, you could have given up. You could have let their words, their actions, their doubts sink into your soul and break you. But you didn't. You dug deeper. You found strength in places they couldn't imagine, places they never thought to look. They thought you were weak. They thought you would fold. They thought you would be their puppet. But instead, you broke free from their strings and emerged as your true self, a force to be reckoned with. You know, the thing about people who try to break you is that they only see the surface. They only see what's in front of them. They look at your kindness and mistake it for weakness. They look at your generosity and mistake it for naivety. But what they never see is the steel in your spine, the fire in your soul, the power in your silence. You have this incredible ability to stay grounded in the face of their chaos. You have this unshakable belief in yourself that no one can steal, no one can tarnish, no matter how hard they try. They believed you would crumble under their pressure, that your foundation would crack and fall. But instead, you strengthened it, piece by piece, until it became a fortress they could never breach. You've earned your place, and you've earned the respect that should have been given to you all along. The table is turned. The ones who once laughed at your kindness, who mocked you for your dreams, who tried to bring you down to their level, are now watching you soar. They're watching as you rise higher than they ever thought possible. They are witnessing the transformation they couldn't foresee, the metamorphosis of a person who has weathered the storms of life and come out stronger, more powerful, more unstoppable. This is your moment. This is the moment you take everything that was ever stolen from you, your peace, your joy, your sense of self, and you reclaim it. You are not the person they tried to define. You are not the label they tried to place on you. You are more than what they saw. You are more than what they believed. And now, as they watch you rise, they will come to realize the truth. They were the ones who were naive, the ones who were blinded by their own arrogance. They thought they could break you. They thought they could own your destiny, but they never knew what you were truly capable of. You see, there's a certain beauty in proving people wrong, not in the petty revenge of their downfall, but in the quiet confidence of knowing you were right all along. The beauty is in the growth, the transformation, the strength you've gained from everything they tried to take from you. You didn't need to scream, didn't need to shout, didn't need to fight back with fire. You just needed to stand in your truth, to trust yourself, to keep pushing forward no matter how many obstacles they put in your way. As they watch you now, they realize what they've lost. They lost your trust, your respect, your time. But most of all, they lost the opportunity to stand beside someone who was always meant to be more than they ever imagined. They lost the opportunity to learn from you, to see the greatness that lies within you, to witness your strength in action. And now, all they can do is watch from the sidelines as you continue to conquer, to rise, to flourish. They are nothing but a distant memory in the rearview mirror of your success. And here's the thing, you won't look back. You don't need to. The future is ahead of you, filled with endless possibilities, endless growth. There are no limits to what you can achieve now that you've discovered the true power that lies within you. And every time they try to remind you of who you once were, you'll smile because you know, deep down, that they will never know the depth of your transformation. They will never see the person you've become because they never understood the person you were meant to be. So walk tall, my beautiful Alpha family. Walk with your head held high, your heart steady, your spirit unbreakable. For they thought you were foolish, naive, incapable. They thought you were a pawn. But now, they see what you've always known. You were never just a player in their game. You were always the one who would outlast them, who would rise above them, who would turn the tables and show them what true power really looks like. You are the proof that strength isn't just about how much you can endure. It's about how much you can rise, how much you can evolve, how much you can grow. And now, as they look at you in awe, in shock, in disbelief, you will stand there knowing that the story you've written, the victory you've claimed, is a result of your own will, your own power, and your own refusal to ever be underestimated again. The table is yours, and the game has just begun. They have no idea what's coming. They thought you were an afterthought. They thought you were a brief moment in time they could ignore, step over, manipulate, and discard. They were wrong. You've always been the storm they couldn't see coming, the quiet force that lurked beneath the surface, biding its time. And now that time has arrived. Now that storm is here, and they will feel its power, its fury, its unmatched intensity. The truth they now face is this: you were never an obstacle in their game. You were never the weak link they could break. You were the player they didn't even see coming. And now they're realizing their fatal error. The table is yours, not because they handed it to you, but because you claimed it with your relentless spirit, your unwavering resolve, and your iron will. You built this. You built your strength from the rubble of their attempts to crush you, from the ashes of their false assumptions. You don't need their validation, their approval, or their acknowledgement. You never did. You built this empire on your own terms, and now it stands tall, unshakable, undeniable. The most dangerous part of this moment isn't just that you've won, it's that they never saw you as a threat. That's the ultimate mistake they made. They underestimated you, not just once, but time and time again, until the moment of truth arrived. And now, they're watching in disbelief as you rise. They're watching as you take everything they thought they could control, everything they believed they could keep from you, and you turn it into the very foundation of your success. They assumed they could keep you small. They assumed they could keep you in their box, in their game, under their thumb. They thought their manipulation was clever, their games were tight, and their lies were unbreakable. What they didn't count on was your hunger. What they didn't see was your relentless desire to grow, to evolve, to rise above their petty attempts at dominance. They couldn't see the fire in your soul, the unyielding determination to go beyond what they thought was possible. And now, as they watch you claim your place at the table, they can only stand in stunned silence. But here's the thing, you didn't do it to prove a point to them. You didn't do it for validation. You did it for you. Every step of this journey, every setback, every betrayal, every moment of doubt, was never about getting back at them. It was always about your growth, your purpose, your need to rise above the limitations they tried to impose on you. You've always known that you were destined for more. You always understood that your path wasn't defined by the obstacles in front of you, but by your ability to see beyond them. You knew that one day, the very things they used against you would become the building blocks of your empire. Now, as you sit at this table, as you look around at the faces that once doubted you, that once mocked you, you realize something incredible. You are the master of your own destiny. You are no longer a spectator in their world. You are the one who defines the rules, who sets the standards, who dictates the pace of the game. This is your world now. They're just living in it. And they're watching in awe as you take everything they thought they could keep from you and turn it into something greater than they ever imagined. You didn't just rise to the occasion, you transcended it. You've shown them that you are not just capable of success, you are capable of greatness. You've taken your failures, your losses, your struggles, and you've woven them into a tapestry of strength, resilience, and power. They thought you were defined by your circumstances, by the things that happened to you, but you showed them that you are defined by what you choose to become in the face of adversity. You've shown them that you don't just survive, you thrive. And now, as you stand tall at the pinnacle of your success, you realize that this is just the beginning. The table is yours, yes, but the game, the real game, is only just starting. The challenges you've faced so far were just warm-ups for what's ahead. This is where the true test begins. They thought they had control, but what they didn't realize is that control is an illusion. The real power lies in your ability to adapt, to evolve, to keep moving forward, no matter how many obstacles they throw in your path. The true victory is not in the triumph you've already achieved, but in the strength you will continue to cultivate as you rise to meet each new challenge, each new opportunity, each new battle that lies ahead. But let's be clear about something. You've earned every bit of this. Every struggle, every fight, every sacrifice has brought you here. There were times when you doubted yourself, when you questioned whether it was all worth it, when you wondered if the weight of it all would crush you. But you kept going, you kept fighting, you kept pushing forward. And now, all of that work is paying off. The universe has seen your determination, your grit, your resilience, and it is rewarding you in ways they could never comprehend. This is not luck, this is not fate. This is the culmination of your hard work, your belief in yourself, and your refusal to accept anything less than what you deserve. Do not let anyone make you feel small again. Do not let anyone make you feel as though your success is something to apologize for. Your journey has been your own, and it has been beautiful, painful, triumphant, and powerful. It has been a reflection of who you are, who you've always been. And now, as you look around at the faces of those who once doubted you, once underestimated you, you know the truth. Their opinions never mattered. Their words never held weight. Their judgments never defined your worth. You were always the one who had the power. You were always the one who could turn the tide. As you sit at the table, you must remember that this is not the end. This is not the peak of your journey. No, this is just another chapter in a much larger story. Your journey is far from over, and the best is yet to come. This victory is just the foundation upon which you will build your legacy. Every new step you take, every new challenge you face, will only add to the strength, the wisdom, and the power you already possess. You are on the rise, and nothing, not them, not anyone, can ever stop you now. Let them watch, let them whisper, let them try to tear you down. They will see nothing but the power of someone who has been tested and forged in the fires of adversity. They will see nothing but the determination of someone who refuses to be defined by their limitations. You are no longer the person they thought you were. You are no longer the person they could control. You are the person who will go on to achieve things they could never even dream of. So, let them underestimate you. Let them doubt you. Let them talk. You know the truth. You've always known it. You are a force of nature. You are unstoppable. And you, my beautiful Alpha family, will continue to rise, to conquer, to dominate. The table is yours. The game has just begun, and you will show the world exactly what you are capable of. The universe itself is watching, and it knows that nothing can stand in your way. Nothing. In the end, remember this. They thought you were a fool. They thought you were naive. But now, they see the truth. You were the force they never saw coming, the strength they couldn't break. You've turned every setback into fuel, every doubt into determination. The table is yours, and the game is only just beginning. Keep rising, keep conquering, and keep showing the world that nothing and no one can ever underestimate you again. The future is yours to shape, and there's no limit to what you can achieve. This is just the beginning of your unstoppable journey.